right, everybody. Hello, it's Jason Lavantra here from RTV Incorporated at realtourvision.com, and we are here today to talk about the hot sheet. You are almost there, I promise you. So you are setting up your own hot sheet. You are importing your own code. This video is for those of you that are setting it up all on your own. And it's not too difficult. It's not too difficult. There's going to be a couple things. So you have downloaded the hot sheet code, and you should have that opened up in a text document here. So you've got the hot sheet code, and that just literally looks like a bunch of code. Like, you know, it's nothing of importance. You're just going to put that on your clipboard. Before you put that on your clipboard, you're going to want to grab your feed and set up your feed. So let's talk a little bit about your feed, because the next step in the automation section, so go ahead and click on automation. And for the sake of this video, I've already got a hot sheet that's running, but I'm going to go ahead and create one. You're going to have to create a campaign. So you can go ahead and do that now. Create campaign, and you're going to create a blank campaign. Okay? Create a blank campaign. The next thing you're going to want to do is it's going to say, hey, select a trigger to begin building your campaign. And a trigger is, this is going to add a customer to your campaign. And we can change the trigger to unsubscribe later, so when they subscribe to your list. For right now, for testing purposes, we're going to use a tag. And all of your customers, you can tag your customers with a tag. We all know what tagging is, like on social media. So let's start with a tag. So we're going to add a customer to the campaign, the automated campaign, when hot sheet is applied to their profile. Okay? And when that happens, we're going to drag an action over here. The next action is going to be when someone is added to the hot sheet, the next thing that's going to happen is we're going to check the feed. Okay, now it's time for us to go grab the feed, because you can see over here, you've got some information they want you to paste in. Enter your feed, enter your feed. Okay, to find your feed, we are going to go over here to RTV, and we're going to go to settings. We're going to go down to RSS feed. Pretty simple. You're going to use the one that says hot sheet. Okay, do not try to use tours to RSS. Do not try to use the map code. You're going to want, don't use the gallery, use the one that says hot sheet feed. You have some options. Tour count, this is really project count. Latest feed by latest tours, by views. You're going to want to do by latest projects. Tours equals projects in this case. That terminology will probably be changed at some point soon. This is my feed code, and so in taking a look at what I'm using, here's what we've got. I've got most equals 6. So the default is 16. Why do I have most, I'm sorry, I have most equals 60. Why do I have most equals 60 versus 16? I want it to look back 60 projects. And the reason I want that is because sometimes my projects sit for a long time after we create them. They sit without MLS information. You might have seen, let me open this up for example. There's many cases where a project is created and I have to go as far back as page 6 just to find one that is in the MLS. Here's one that's in the MLS, but a lot of these aren't. They're still off, see? They're not syndicated, so they're not put in. And if you create if I were to create more than 60 projects before this switches to green, which can easily happen, that project is not going to make it in the hot sheet. And I am working on programming something to force somebody back into the hot sheet, but right now that's just the way it is. So that is why I go 60 projects back in my feed. Okay, does that make sense? The feed is looking back the last 60 projects. So I kind of beefed that up. So you could make that 60 if you wanted to. You may not have 60, okay? But I put mine to 60. So it's always looking at the last 60 projects. And the refer has to do with what pops up on the traffic report. So one of the great things about my hot sheet is when you look at traffic reports, folks, it's awesome. I mean, a lot of traffic comes from the hot sheet. It goes out to 1,600 agents, and each listing gets a bundle of clicks, more than Realtor.com, more than Zillow. It's awesome. And agents know that it works, and they use us because it works. We've had phone calls from people that say, oh my gosh, I just got a phone call. Somebody bought my house. Another agent bought this place or sold it to one of their clients off the hot sheet. It does work. Okay, so you're going to want to probably just leave this default. I believe that I have my detail. Let me look here. Type equals 0. Okay, that's detail is simple. And agent equals 1, that's agent equals yes, checked. Agent equals, detail equals 2. So I do have my detail on. I have detailed. So detail equals 2. So I'm using detailed. And that's going to put the beds, bath price, and it's going to put some of the MLS information in there. So when you look at my feed, it is going to have, if you click on that, you can click on it and kind of look at it. It's very difficult to read, but it will actually have MLS data in it, like the price, okay? So you're not going to really be able to read this, okay? But that's the feed, okay? It will parse once you put it into over here in AWeber. So you're going to want to set this up. If you want your hot sheet to look like mine, and by mine I mean you've all seen mine before in the presentation with the price and all that on it. You're going to want to put, at least 30 here. That would work for most all of you. Detailed, okay? Agents, yes, and just leave the refer as hot sheet. The reason is when you do office presentations, you're going to say, I'm going to blast you out my hot sheet. Look for that on your traffic report. I'm going to blast you out my hot sheet. Look for that on your traffic report, okay? Once you've got your code, put it on your clipboard, okay? We're going to go back to AWeber now, and we're going to drop that right here. Paste it right into the feed URL. We want to check hourly. And when it says required post, this is asking you how many are required to go to the next step? How many are required really to send the message? Well, gee, I don't want to spam people. We do 15 shoots a week. If you wanted your hot sheet to go out once a week, then you'd set this to 15. Gee, I do 4 shoots a week. Well, then I'd probably set this to 4 or 5. You don't want a hot sheet going out every day. You don't want to spam people. They'll all unsubscribe or probably get sick of it. I can't say that, but I'm just saying you probably want, 4 a month is plenty. That's what I have found is I don't like that's just my personal preference. You do whatever you want to do. I like once a week. I think it's plenty. Some people do it once a day. I don't recommend that, but it's all up to you. So let's say you're doing 5 shoots a week or 6 shoots a week, and you want it to try to make it go out weekly. Well, maybe set it to 5, so you know it's going to go out each week. Okay, you want it to repeat forever. Once that's done, yes, I want it to send a message. You're going to click on this right here. Click send a message, and you're going to create a new message. Okay, we don't want drag and drop email builder. We want the plain text message. Actually, I believe we want HTML editor. So let's do HTML editor. Okay, it's going to go here. Okay, this is where you're going to open up your hot sheet code. You're going to Control A, Control C, put all that code that you downloaded from RTV onto your clipboard. You are going to go to the source. Click source over here. Wipe this out. Okay, Control V, paste that in there. Paste that all in there. There's your hot sheet. Okay. Now, for a subject, I recommend, this is my recommendation, I like this. I like putting new listings dash professional photos, drone, and 3D tours. I think that that's got a nice ring to it. It sticks out, it's unique, and it is what it is. Okay, the next step here is I don't know how to get rid of that, but I'm going to hit save on this. And I'm going to go ahead and click preview and test in the upper right corner here. Okay. All righty. So let's take a quick break here for just a second. Okay, that is looking better. Make sure when you grab this, you're not grabbing the subject, but you're just grabbing the main. You're grabbing the main hot sheet code. I had grabbed the wrong one, so make sure you're grabbing only the hot sheet code. And when you put that in there, it should look just like this. Okay. And just a fun fact: I have reverse here at the end. If you take that out, it'll put your newest listings first. I put our oldest listings first because those deserve to be at the top. That's just my personal preference. So again, if you want the newest listings at the top of your hot sheet, you'd take this reverse out. What this is doing here, if you preview this, it's going to pull in the hot sheet. It's pulling, should pull in. Sometimes AWeber does go slow. There we go. And it's doing 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you are able to control how many you want to display. So even though your hot sheet pops when you do, what did we say here? I'm going to save and exit. I think we said when we do 5, you may want to show the last 7. It's totally up to you. You may want to show the last 7 projects so that some people are getting a little extra exposure. Not everybody will. Again, I'm programming something so that you can put somebody back in the hot sheet, but once they're in, and their placement is their placement. There's no way to change that. So let's go click back to this message and then click on this right here. It's not a bad idea once you get this in here like this to save it. Now, of course, I have a whole other video about customizing all this. But if you wanted to change this to, hey, I want to always show 10, even though my hot sheet is going to pop when I do 6. So now that will show 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's my last 10 listings that I've photographed with my oldest, my furthest back here at the top. So, okay, you did it. Now let's save and exit. Your big thing is back to the editor. You're going to want to remove blue lava. If you double click on this listing or this photo, notice here I have uploaded a photo into my WordPress, just a little photograph here. It's new listing, hotsheet.jpg, and you can put whatever photo you want here. So you're going to want to take all the blue lava out. This middle section, obviously, you're going to customize with your feed. You're going to put your feed in here. So in this top section, you are going to very carefully, let me go back to the feed. You're going to carefully put that on your clipboard again, yours, and it starts with HTTPS and it ends with hot sheet. Okay, HTTPS and it ends with hot sheet right there. Be mindful of the apostrophes, okay, on either edge, and you're going to paste yours in there. One thing to point out, let me Control Z. One thing to point out before you paste that in there, you will want to paste it into Notepad first, okay? And that'll just get rid of the HTML. So you're going to want to post it in Notepad or Word, not WordPad, Notepad. So there's no HTML, then cut it out of there. And then, and only then, can you grab that, delete everything out in between, and paste the new one in, okay? So we've got hot sheet, our feed from here to here that we just pasted in. And then you can adjust the numbers. Don't touch this, don't touch this. Okay, don't touch either one of these. You're just going to replace this part with your own feed URL. Okay, and again, if you need help with this, Jake and Chad are just a phone call away. It's very easy to do. Very, very easy to do. All right, so you're going to save and exit once that's done. I should say, let me go back to it. I should say you want to make sure that you can see your listings. So when you hit preview here, you want to make sure that it pops up. If it doesn't, you've got a problem somewhere, okay? Back to the editor, exit, and now we are ready to save and exit. We're ready to save this. We want to give it a name, untitled campaign, hit the pencil, and this is just, you're going to probably want to go RTV hot sheet. I'm going to put test on this because I don't want to get them mixed up. Hit the green check mark when you got a name. Save and exit. Okay, it says that I have issues. So if yours says fix the issues, there's an easy way to fix that. You're going to go to the feed here, triple click, Control X, pull that out. Okay, set this to daily. I know we're messing things up. Paste the feed in, hit tab, wait for the green check mark, set it to hourly again. Okay, tab, 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 save and exit. For whatever reason, it just likes to reset that feed. So there you go, folks. You shouldn't run into any problems. Once you are ready to go to the next step, we'll be taking you there. That's how you get it set up. And thank you very much. We'll see you on the next video.